Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll look at how to pronounce mortar and pestle. So these are kitchen tools we use for grinding things, grinding spices, and mortar is fairly straightforward in terms of how it's spelled and pronounced, but challenging to say. Pestle is a little easier to say, but a little bit strange in how it's spelled. So let's break down both. First of all, mortar, the letters OR do say the OR sound. Sometimes letters OR say like in word or work. Here they do say OR, just like in the word more. So starting with that word more, we have the stress on that first syllable. And then because the second syllable is unstressed, that means this T is going to be a flap. It sounds more like a D. So in the middle of words in English, for D's and T's, we typically say the flap sound. T's have some different rules, but if you think of it as a D, you'll be able to say it correctly. Just be light, don't say mortar with a strong stopped air D, just a light touch up, mortar. And then letters AR say the sound. I've rewritten it for you here with the letters ER, like typically at the ends of words. Often when AR is at the end of word, like in mortar or scholar, it does have that sound, an unstressed . You can build this word from the back. That might be helpful as well, trying mortar. Typically in words that have an or and an together, it can be challenging. So take your time, make sure both have that tight back American R. Mortar is just like order with an M as well. Then I've rewritten the word and here with just an n. Most typically in a phrase like this, mortar and pestle, we drop both the vowel and the D sound. It's not wrong to say mortar and pestle, but then and is going to sound a little too stressed. That sounds like I'm saying mortar and pestle, where I'm really highlighting the and. If I'm natural, it's going to sound a little more like mortar and pestle. Maybe a little bit of an N sound here or an in sound. You can think of it just as a syllabic N, where the N is the only syllable. Mortar and pestle, pestle. Then you've probably been hearing by now when I'm saying pestle, I'm not saying this T sound. The T is silent. The vowel is an like in red, the red pestle, or like in the word pest. And then thinking of this S does say an S sound. The L is basically a syllabic L, so no vowel for that either. Going quickly from the S right into the L. I wrote it here with letter U because if there's any vowel at all, it's going to be a schwa like pestle, pestle. Or even an I sound if the word sill is easy for you. Basically just make sure the tongue lifts for that dark L at the end, mortar and pestle. Once you can say mortar and pestle by itself, practice in some short phrases. It is a short phrase already, so you might be saying it by itself, or you might be saying, I use a mortar and pestle for that. I need to order a new mortar and pestle. The mortar and pestle needs to be cleaned. Thank you for this request. If you have a request you'd like to see me cover in the Word of the Day series, feel free to leave that in the comments for this video or any of my videos. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Word of the Day class, as well as on Saturdays we have our live question and answer class. Thanks so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. It helps the channel do well here on YouTube, and it's a great way to show me your support. You can also check out our free and inexpensive online courses on speechmodification.com. Thanks everyone, and looking forward to seeing you in our next class. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye everyone. Can't wait to see you in our next class.